Hello everyone, Ollie here from 𝕣𝕖𝕧𝕚𝙴, and welcome to our first full-length YouTube video, or just full-length review. So if you are new to the channel and you are unaware of what we do on here, if you look on our channel, you can see that we've only done YouTube Shorts. We've never done like a full-length review on YouTube. We have done a couple of reviews on our Instagram page. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can go check out our Instagram. But a couple of reviews we've done on there which were significantly longer than our usual ones, which are usually like a minute, if that. So I decided we start reviewing films on here, longer formed reviews, because we've noticed that doing reviews under 60 seconds is quite hard. Cramming in our thoughts 60 seconds or less is quite hard to cram in, because usually we have a lot of thoughts on a film. We don't need like loads and loads of time unless we have a load of thoughts for a specific film, but today in this video it's only going to be about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more, maybe depending on how much I babble on for. But so you guys already know why I'm here by the title and the thumbnail. I'm reviewing the first Shazam film, and you're probably wondering why I'm reviewing the Shazam film, especially now as it's been out for several years now. So 𝕣𝕖𝕧𝕚𝙴 is coming out, which is the brand new DC film that's it's out now. We just haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but me and Rusty, we are going to go watch it on Sunday evening. It is, as a recording, it's Friday afternoon. And I thought originally I was going to rewatch all of them, all the DCE films, in preparation to watch 𝕣𝕚𝕚𝕚. I know 𝕣𝕚𝕚𝕚 really has very little connection to the other films. It probably has his own little thing like Shazam. But I thought, why the hell not? Because it's been a while since I've watched any of the other films. But instead of rewatching them all, because I have very little time left until we go watch it in like a couple of days, I thought I'd watch the ones that I haven't watched yet. So the ones I haven't watched yet is, of course, the Shazam one, but otherwise I wouldn't have reviewed it, and the second one, Black Adam, and then the one that's, the most recent one that's been released about a couple of months ago, which has not been released on Blu-ray yet. It's coming on Blu-ray mid to late September, I believe, The Flash. So I'm going to watch that online. So this film was directed by the wonderful David F. Sandberg. He's one of my favourite horror directors. Back in the day, if you don't know who David F. Sandberg is, by the way, he was most known back in the day, back in Sweden. He's a Swedish filmmaker. Back in the day, years ago, I think he started off making animated films, low-budget animated films, and then he moved on to short horror films, which is the ones that I love, and particularly the one that he got most recognition for, Lights Out. And then he basically got brought on. So after he made Lights Out, which was actually, he took part in like a challenge on YouTube, and I guess whoever won got an award or like a prize or something, and he won, which was, I'm so happy for him, because it's such a great short film. I'll leave a link in the description below his YouTube channel, Pony Smasher. He sometimes he is still active, but he's not active like weekly or whatever. He uploads every now and again, which is still great, because he's now obviously a Hollywood filmmaker, and it's great to see that every now and again he comes back on YouTube and makes, because he made one recently called Not Alone in Here, which again is brilliant, as you can see by his directing skills, his filmmaking skills is definitely, since he's come back to Hollywood, comparing his older short films, horror films in particular, which are still great, but when you look at Not Alone in Here, if you've not watched it, I'm getting sidetracked here, but if you watch Not Alone in Here compared to his other short films, before he did his first feature directorial debut, which was his feature-length film of Lights Out, because Warner Brothers basically brought him on to make that film, because again he got high recognition from it, and I guess people were like, oh, this should be like a full-length film, and I guess Warner Brothers got in contact with him and said, oh, do you want to make a full-length feature film of it? And obviously clearly agreed to it, which was great, because that was a great film. and then he went on to do Annabelle Creation, which I think is the best feature-length film he's done. I'm not saying that Lights Out was bad, I just prefer Annabelle Creation because that's much more, I just prefer it over it. And then he did Shazam, I think, yeah, Lights Out, Annabelle Creation, Shazam, and then I think he just did Fury of the Gods, the second film. Like if you don't know David F. Sandberg, I mean, I've basically did like a brief history on who he is, and basically he's from Sweden. He made a load of different low budget short films, including horror and animation, and I just think he's amazing. I think he's so creative in what he does in filmmaking, or in his films rather. And yeah, getting into Shazam now, because I've kind of lingered on for a bit, but so Shazam, the reason why it's taking me so long to watch this is because I've been put off it for quite some time. I was told by someone, I've forgotten who, but someone told me that it wasn't really leaning on to the comics, and I was kind of turned off by that, which is so ironic, because I have not read a single comic of Shazam, or literally any comic, a superhero comic rather. So I'm still questioning myself why I got turned off by that. Apparently I heard it was very comical and campy, which it is, but I was just like, recently I was just like, you know, I need to watch this at some point, because obviously I love David's short horror films that he did back in the day, and his most recent one. I just think he's amazing and a really great person. So I decided to, as obviously I'm watching Blue Beetle in a couple of days, I just thought I'd sit down and watch his 2 Shazam films. And so last night, obviously, I watched the first one, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I was just like, it was just so fun. It was heartwarming. I like the family dynamic. Obviously, Billy Batson. He obviously is a foster child. For obviously people that haven't watched the film yet, I mean, if you've been living under a rock like me before last night, if you don't want to hear anything about the film, I mean, I've just kind of said a little bit of something, but if you don't want to know anything about the film, if you've not watched it yet, turn off. But if you don't care, by all means, keep watching. So obviously Billy Batson is an adopted child, and basically his dad is in prison, and his mum left him because she didn't think, well, it ended up, originally you'd think that she didn't care about him, but she didn't think she was going to be good enough mum. She was a very young mum. I think she was like 17 or whatever. I was like, Jesus. So she was very young when she had him, and she didn't think that, when she saw, because that one scene when you see her with the police, when he obviously loses her in the big ass crowd, because there was loads of people around, obviously, and when she lost him, when she found him, she saw obviously police officers with him, and she could see that they were looking after him much better than she was in her perspective, and she thought, I'll just leave him because I don't think I'm a good enough mum. Yeah, it's quite a sad story. It's also really heartwarming when you see the new family, the new foster family. I mean, the parents are great. I mean, they're not in it for too much. Then you got the kids, which are really cool. They're not their kids. The foster parents that take in Billy aren't their children. The other children that are in it that aren't actually their children. They're also foster kids. They're really cool. I think they're all really, they're all pretty much good characters. I can't really give anything negative about the film, which is so ironic considering that, obviously, like I said originally, I was turned off by it, because, which I'm still like not over, why I'd not read a single comic, and I was just like, why did I watch this now and not sooner? It's just like, because I think I would have loved this if I didn't get that bad taste in my mouth. I think this is one of the best DCEU films, honestly. The Suicide Squad is still my favourite. I'm not going to get in too much into that because obviously that's going to be irrelevant to this review, but the Suicide Squad is my favourite film still in the DCEU. And this is not far behind, actually. It's probably going to be my third or fourth favourite. Again, I need to rewatch all the films when I can, and then I'll put it behind it. But I bet it's going to be, like, just surpassing my top 3. Because it's really good. It's so creative. It's just... Man, like, again, it's so much fun. It's heartwarming, like, with the family. And, obviously, you see the history with Billy and... how he grew up. Obviously he got lost with his mum, as already mentioned, and then obviously you learn that his mum didn't want to take care of him, so that kind of makes you feel emotional, and you feel bad for Billy. It's just like and then you get connected with the other foster kids. The other foster kid, Freddie, who's the main one that's mainly in it, who's obviously with Billy. He's on crutches, and he can't actually walk properly, so you feel bad for him, because obviously he's jealous of the powers that Billy ends up getting, and obviously in the end you obviously see that all the kids then have the powers, because obviously they have the staff, and they say Shazam! But that was a really cool end fight. That was quite cool. And it's, the villain as well, by Mark Strong, because obviously he's in Kick-Ass, he was great in this. I wouldn't say he's one of my favourite villains that I've ever seen on screen, but he's a pretty good villain. He's quite intimidating, but yeah, characters were pretty damn good. I can't really give any. There may be some nitpicks in there that people can make, but I had a really, really good time with this. A really good time, and I can't wait to watch the sequel. Again, this is supposed to be a short review and not an overly long one. I kind of went on with the history with David F. Sandberg, but I thought you guys should know this if you're not aware of him. Again, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can go check his channel out and his short films he's done in the past and the one he did recently, because they are amazing, and I can't wait to watch Fury of the Gods. And after that I'm going to watch Black Adam, which apparently is so generic, and not really looking forward to that one, but we'll see. And then I'll obviously watch The Flash, which is very polarising, such a polarising film. It's just mixed around all fans, all DC fans, and casual fans, I guess. Can't wait to watch Fear of the Gods and see what that's like. Obviously it did really bad at the box office. I think that got mixed reviews as well, which is a bit unfortunate, but I hope I'm the one that actually likes the film and not like it and be disappointed. I don't know what else to say about the first film. I really like the cameo at the end with Superman. I know it's probably not hanging Henry Cavill, because, you know, to pay a lot of money for that probably, but it was cool to have that little cameo. That was quite cool with the music in the background. Yeah, well, I mean, I've said what I've said. I mean, I just really enjoyed the funny, campy, heartwarming sense of the film. I like the tone. I just love the... Yeah, I just really enjoyed it, guys. I mean, if there's anything else you want me to say about the film, like, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think of the film if you've watched it. Again, if you haven't watched it, I mean, I totally recommend this film if you haven't watched it. And you want to give it a go, and if you were skeptical about it, please go watch it and give it a chance. I mean, if you don't end up liking it, then okay, I respect your opinion. I mean, I always respect people's opinions, especially if they don't like what I like, or vice versa. That's basically my review for Shazam, the first Shazam film. Obviously I'm going to give you my review at some points for Fury of the Gods, the second film, and stay tuned for that review, guys. If you liked this video, sorry if I've rambled on for quite a bit, guys. I'm not exactly the best with reviewing films, but I always love sharing my opinions on a film with you guys. I mean, again, check out the reviews that me and Rusty do on Instagram. Hopefully he will join in the party with making these longer YouTube reviews. I mean, I'll just have to talk to him on Sunday when we go watch 𝕾𝕾𝕚 and see what he says. And hopefully he will join in the fun and making these reviews. So if you like this video, guys, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this in the future, I really appreciate it. Me and Rusty. So stay tuned for the next video, which will be which will be Shazam: Fury of the Gods. See you in the next video. Bye bye.